It's a tough business being a leader, and goodness knows you had 11 years at the top, and you take hits. One of the most powerful, it seems to me, when it comes to this sort of decision you took to stick side by side with Bush in Iraq, Afghanistan, of course, as well. One of the toughest things you had to face was Brian Deegan, the father of Josh Deegan, who was killed in the Bali bombing, which happened after 9/11. 88 Australians killed, one of them Josh Deegan. Brian Deegan said this, he said, "Why did our children die? Was it because we as a nation have pursued a role in the US-led war on terror that we couldn't possibly fulfill?" He said, "I've forgiven the uneducated people who with fear in their hearts murdered my boy, but I'll never forgive the educated people who caused the death of a child as a result of a belligerent policy."
Well, I don't accept his analysis. I mean, those 88 Australians, including Josh Deegan, they were murdered by Islamic fanatics. They weren't murdered by ordinary Indonesians or ordinary Muslims. And if we get to a situation where we accept that an act of terror has been caused because of who we are and what we believe in and what we defend, then we might as well give the game away. Remember the Bali attack, which claimed more Australian lives overseas than any other non-wartime incident, that occurred before Iraq. That occurred, of course, a year after Afghanistan, and the retaliatory action taken by the Americans in Afghanistan had worldwide, near universal support. Anything that involves the death of a young Australian gives me pause. But the people who killed those young Australians weren't Australian politicians or Australian leaders. They were Islamic Fascists. They were the people who killed those Australians. And they killed also a lot of Islamic people. And one of the things we've got to remember is that terrorists have claimed more Islamic lives since September 11 than they have Christian or atheist or Jewish lives.